Welcome back, Ghosties. It's episode 9 of Ghosties on Second. It's just Corey and Caleb today. Shelby is with the kids. There's still some sickness going through the house and whatnot. So she will be back next week, promise. But we do have Dusty's Top 5 back. Yeah. So welcome back, Dusty. We missed you, buddy.
Welcome back.
And Laura Ann was going to be our guest, but we're holding her off until Shelby can be there too. We want the whole party to happen all at once, you know. Yeah. We have a good time though. We talked about all the things. I think we covered a lot.
Yeah.
This week
we debriefed 2 whole episodes, which is the same that we do every
week. Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
But I thought that maybe before we begin, we could have a moment of silence for Timon. Just kidding, because Timon's not dead.
Yeah.
That was so.
He just got cast.
Timon. So if you didn't see this happen on Instagram, Timon shared like a story or something. He's playing the role of Frederick.
Yeah.
In The Sound of Music, and it just kind of looked like a
obituary.
Yeah, an obituary or like a in memoriam.
Yeah, right.
It was
memory of Timon.
The flowers around the picture, and just like him in a suit with a flower.
Yeah, it was like a bust, basically.
And there was a date
right
above it. It was like June 6th through 7th.
When the play is or whatever.
Yeah.
Production.
And I gotta say, Samuel sends on Facebook his comment. It was like in Timon's sister's voice, and it was like, he was only 2 days old. So we don't have to say so long farewell to Timon Emsch anytime soon. We're glad that you're still with us, Timon. And with that, let's play the music.
Ghosties on Second.
It's episode 440. Corey and I were just hanging out talking, and he was doing the get in my veins, dog.
Yeah.
Come on, dog. And tonight, Shelby made this delicious cinnamon raisin sourdough bread.
Okay.
She's made so many sourdough loaves at this point, and this is a new one. Like, she had never done this specific one. So good. Especially cut a slice, put it in the toaster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Put a
good.
little butter on it or something?
Yeah. A little butter,
Oh, yeah.
a little salted butter, and like the sweetness of the raisins with the saltiness of the butter, and it's so good. And so tonight, I was like, as I was eating it, there was like the last bite.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of melted butter kind of like left on the.
Yeah.
And I just got a little bit up there and just took that, and I was like, get in my veins.
It's like a macaroni grill. Like they had that was the first experience I had, I think, when I was a kid, of like they gave you the little saucer with like olive oil, and they put some the
pepper,
whatever it is.
That's so good. And I'm glad that we have like healthier bread now. Hey, get unsifted.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, get unsifted. We haven't done that yet. We haven't gotten the unsifted.
I was going to say, that's what you have, right?
Is Kager doing sourdough?
Yeah, she's done it periodically. I think we've done it a few times, and the first time, she's done it, I didn't do anything. But the first time that she made 2 loaves, we just naturally were eating way too much bread.
Yeah.
And then still in like the second day, like not even 48 hours, the second loaf was like starting to mold or whatever. It's so quick or whatever. So the second time she did it, she like tightly saran wrapped it or whatever, and then put it in, maybe did some other thing to it, and then put it in the freezer. And that lasted. But yeah, not like all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think the kids like it. I mean, I don't think the kids they don't just like bread a lot of the time, anyway. Yeah. They like grilled cheese. That's about it.
Shelby makes like a white sourdough. So she makes like the different ones. She has like the white sourdough. Now there's a cinnamon raisin one. What was the other one? For St. Patty's Day, she made this amazing sourdough. I think we mentioned it before, where it had like marshmallow and chocolate baked into it. It wasn't and it was a tasteful amount, a tasty amount, but it wasn't like riddled with those things. It was just like very subtly a sweet bread. And then there's one other one, but like the plain like regular sourdough she makes the kids like that. Yeah. She also makes just like a white bread in general. I wonder if it's a sourdough or not. I don't know.
If it's from that thing that they feed, then yeah, it's sourdough, I think, right? Yeah.
The mother.
Yeah. But we were explaining that to my in-laws who were in town the other day, and my mother-in-law was just like, "What? That sounds gross." And my stepfather-in-law, he was just like, "Yeah, some of those like they've been around for like forever." And it also made me think of, I don't remember
Your
where
starter. That's what.
yeah, your starter. Have you like? I think maybe it was on Trey Kennedy's podcast, like maybe a year or two ago, or maybe I don't know where I heard it from, but they're talking about there's a restaurant that says that their grease that they're used for the burgers or the fries or something like that is 100-year-old.
I knew where you
grease
were
or
going with
something.
that. I didn't see that, but I knew where you were going
Yeah,
with
and I'm just like, okay, but like the 100-year-old stuff is like burnt and gone. Like it's not. It's the same thing with like the
that. Like they have to keep adding
the
to it.
starter. Yeah. It's like, yes, it actually started maybe like at the dawn of time, but like
Yeah.
there's nothing from the dawn of time in there.
Yeah. Like you keep the fire burning.
Yeah.
You keep I get you.
Not the same fire.
I wonder what they're cooking in that. Like I wonder. Let's just look it up real quick. I can cut
Yeah.
the dross out of this. Restaurant uses 100-year oil. Dyer's Burgers in Memphis, Tennessee, is famous for cooking its burgers in the same grease for over a century. The restaurant claims it has been using the same grease, which is strained daily, since Elmer Doc Dyer opened his cafe in 1912.
Dang.
The grease has been transported between restaurant locations and is considered a signature element of the burger making process.
I feel like that's such a weird like advertisement thing. I mean, it's a cool. It's like it's weird enough that people are like, I guess I gotta go figure out what it's like. I'll bring the Tums.
This Sunday, I'll bring the Tums. This Sunday, we're all getting my family, Corey's family, and another friend of ours, Tyler and Anita, and their kids. We're all getting together, and it looks like we might be making smash burgers.
Yeah.
So let's start it now.
Yeah.
Let's start the grease pile now.
We'll hand it down
Not
to our
pile.
children.
What would it be called?
There's like a cistern full
The
of
grease can. The
Yeah.
grease canister.
Yeah.
You know, this has been going since 2025 when your Uncle Corey
Yeah.
and Tyler.
Yeah. They're long gone, but
That's
we can
funny.
remember them with the smash burger grease from 2025.
Keeping in theme with food, they meant so. Brad talks about like how when he was growing up, his family would go to this like annual gathering of families.
Oh, yeah.
The Beefs is like the last names were like BEEE, and it was a food gathering or something like that. That's funny. And they would have this thing called Ebel Skeebers,
Yeah.
and I saw a picture of it, and it looked tasty. It looked really good.
Yeah.
But was there anything? I'm trying to think like growing up, breakfast traditions.
Yeah.
After last week's pod where we talked about our s'mores of breakfast foods, my dad texted me and was like, what you described was like exactly like what we would have whenever we'd have a special breakfast at home. It was like he'd make French toast, we'd do bacon, scrambled egg, like orange juice. I didn't think about it,
Yeah.
but I was like literally my top ones. It was like the perfect breakfast
meal
from
that
childhood.
You had, yeah.
It's like, oh wow, that's great.
You know, it's interesting that you say that. And well, I guess to answer your question that I think maybe you were going to ask or you were getting
cut
to.
myself off.
Yeah, was I think I probably had something similar like that too. Like similar to your, like if we had a special breakfast, that's what it'd be.
Yeah.
The funny thing is my kids get that, some version of that type of breakfast almost daily. Like I'm either making pancakes or making like French toast sticks or making French toast or making muffins or something, like making something like that I have to put some effort into. I know they're small, they're little, but like when I was growing up, we just like would grab cereal or Pop-Tarts or whatever. And like if it was special, like maybe on a Saturday morning or like once a month or whatever, it would be like, oh, eggs.
What we're
Sure.
supposed to be eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
that's
want
so
eggs
funny.
or like or yeah, like
Well, especially
pancakes or
going to
something?
school. I mean, when your kids are going to school and stuff, it's like getting
That's
them out
true.
the door. That's such a chore
Yeah.
sometimes. Although you ever see like those, of course the classic trope or whatever in a Disney movie where they're going out the door and there's like a full breakfast on the table and they just grab like a piece of toast and
Oh yeah, and you're
it's like a full bowl of fruit and a whole helping of scrambled eggs. And
oh
a
yeah,
pile of
it's like a
bacon.
mound of something. Yeah.
Yeah. And they grab like one thing.
And you're like, what's gonna happen with that? It's like, what you don't see is them like putting it in a Tupperware and they put the same one out the next day, like the rest of us.
Yeah. But yeah, like there's those people, I wonder how many of our listeners do this where you wake up really early, like before school. You're a morning guy.
Yeah.
So in high school, would you wake up like way before school and sometimes like make a good breakfast for yourself? Or if you had time, you were just like watching TV or like listening to music or something.
I can't even remember.
Like your morning routine?
I definitely didn't get up to eat. I don't
Yeah.
think back then. I think I probably got up to pick you up. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
in high school we did that a
No,
lot.
like that was towards the end. But I don't think so. I don't think I had like not intentionally to eat. Yeah.
Especially,
Yeah.
I remember like elementary school, always being like late, about to be late, and like I have to go like I have my hair sticking up. I have to like go wet my hair down and
Yeah.
get out the door real quick. And I cringe and I ever think about like my hygiene and stuff from childhood. I'm like, oh. But
Yeah, I can relate to some degree.
yeah, in like later years of high school though, I always just wake up as late as possible,
Yeah.
get ready as quick as possible, get in the car, make it to school on
Yeah.
time, 90% of the
Like
time.
just barely.
I was late to
awake.
school so many times.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's bad. I'm getting way off the point here though. But yeah, so breakfast, that's cool. So like your special, both of our special breakfasts were like the breakfast that you should have.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's funny. Was there any kind of they're talking about able skippers, like, was there any kind of whether it be annual or just occasional
I don't think so.
food thing?
Just like any food or breakfast? I guess like any food.
I guess kind of like what they were talking about, like where you get together with like other people
Oh, yeah.
specifically.
I
That's
mean-
such a special thing.
On my dad's side of the family, there's like whenever I think of a gathering with that side of the family, we would do like Christmas Eve, sometimes we do Easter, Thanksgiving, whatever. Like over the years, they always had this like bread bowl, like this like pumpernickel maybe. It's like brown bread bowl, and inside it had like dip, and there was like it's like somebody cut up the inside of it, hollowed it out, put the dip inside, and then you just like eat with the little pieces of the bread. dip it.
Yes.
That is like 100% in my mind.
Yeah.
I associate a gathering of that side of the family with that thing. So like, I mean, truly, I think everyone does in the family too,
Yeah.
because like people might ask like, where's the, did someone not bring the bread?
Yeah, very
Still,
specific.
It's still like, is that every
Yeah?
thing? Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
For us, really on the Sullivan side of the family, there was never any like specific food things. My grandma, my dad's mom, Grandma Mary, she was always cooking stuff like, and I guess she made striped delight is what it was called. It was like a dessert. It was
Okay.
like there was like chocolate pudding,
Okay.
like graham cracker crust, some kind of a white cream, maybe some whipped cream on top. I don't know. I
Whip
don't
or
even
something.
know.
Yeah.
Like it was just tasty.
Yeah. The same side, like that side of the family with my dad's side, it might even be the same person that like same uncle and uncle combo that was like that do the bread thing. They would make like I think they maybe called it death by chocolate, but it's also just like it's like in this little raised dish. It's like a deep thing, and it's basically kind of like what you're saying. It's like
It might have been the
it's
same
layers of
Yeah.
layers of chocolate and like maybe Cool Whip or whipped cream and
Yeah.
graham cracker crumbs. Like sure, I'll take this like pudding monstrosity.
Yeah.
It's delicious, but
I also remember, like, think about what was one of your favorite meals that your mom would make. And you know, this is like this probably happened like 5 times, but my
Yeah.
mom made like stuffed bell peppers,
yeah,
and it was like
good.
you, like hollowed out, and then they put like the rice and like the
Yeah.
the beef, and
yeah.
that's probably only a couple of times that ever even happened. But for some reason, it stands out as like, oh,
Yeah.
that was special. Like that was really cool.
I can't think of anything, but that sounds really good. We haven't made that in a long time at the house. Kid doesn't like pepper that much.
So it doesn't
peppers
really
so
like
much.
bell peppers either.
Yeah.
Weirdos.
Yeah, we should just like one day just have a bro night and make stuffed bell peppers.
Hey mom, me and Corey are coming over.
Yeah,
Can you,
there you go. We don't have to lift a finger. No, but I can't think of anything.
We should do that
specifically.
whenever we do that N64 video.
Oh yeah, just go to your parents' house.
Corey and I have this idea of like having an N64 night where we get together with a couple other buddies and
Yeah.
we just play classic Mario Kart N64,
Yeah, GoldenEye.
GoldenEye 007. Oh man, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the episode. I got so far off. A couple of funny quotes from Brad. So Brad said, they open up with the whole Pride Month opening, which was really funny.
Love it.
And I especially love at the very end when like Timon's doing his joke about lions, and then Brad's just like, "Wait, I thought you were going to talk about like what we just talked about, like, that you're gay."
That's a great end.
And something about that ending reminded me, like Brad's delivery kind of came off a little bit like the comedian Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
Have you seen his stuff at all?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comedy is hilarious. One of the quotes that he says is, Brad says, "So that's how you're celebrating Pride Month. Lose your voice so that others can gain theirs." With Jake's
So good.
Jake's voice is going out. There was just a lot in that opening. There was a lot that was just like quick.
Yeah.
The banter.
Very quick-witted,
I mean,
yeah.
that's how they are all the time, but like it was
Yeah.
especially great.
And throughout the episode, they sprinkle in like Timon being gay.
Yeah.
just all over the place.
Yeah, like immediately in the next conversation. Yeah, right after that when he's talking about how the family came over for dinner and like there's enough kids or they all have a friend, and he talks about how his son Bo says, "Everyone has a special friend," and then Jake like quickly adds in, "Just like Mr. Timon has a special friend." Oh,
That's
man.
funny.
Another hilarious moment is when Brad is talking about grilling outside that same night, and Jake just like so quickly and casually just mentions like, "Yeah, because your shirt was off," because Brad was like talking about how it was like stress free and stuff. He's like, "Yeah, because your shirt's off," and he's like, "Yeah, when the nips are out, so are your stresses." And that became like the quote of the week.
Oh yeah. No context. Like
Yeah.
quote of the week, whatever.
Oh shoot!
Somebody did it on Facebook, right?
Yeah, there's an Instagram account called Ghost Runners Out of Context, I think.
Oh really?
It's so fun. That phrase, it's so fun. That's one of my most overused phrases on the pod. My bad. So fun. That's like when Justin Timberlake is impersonating Jimmy Fallon. He's like,
Yeah.
"So great, my man. So great."
There's a old Scrubs episode with
Scrubs.
Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
She's like the love interest of Zach Braff, and she has this mannerism where instead of laughing when he says something funny, she's like, "That's so funny." And he's like talking to Turk, like the black guy or whatever, and he's like keeps like confiding in him like, "It's really bothering me." And he's like, "Dude, she's perfect. Like just look beyond that." You know?
I think I've seen that episode.
And he ends up like breaking up with her because he can't handle it.
Yes.
It's too much. It's just funny. So like anytime anyone's like, "That's so funny," I automatically
You
think of
always
that
think of that?
episode. Yeah.
That's great.
Like you didn't even laugh. You just said, "That's so funny."
Yeah, when their back and forth banter is not to be trifled with. It is so fun. And you know what? Timon's been doing a great job of like jumping in.
Oh yeah. He's getting much better.
Heck, even when he talked, like we talked about the Pride opening.
Oh yeah.
Where I wonder if that was planned or if he just was going with it.
I kind of feel like maybe he just went with it.
Yeah, it kind of felt like that.
Yeah.
It was a good thing. All right, so when they ask about Timon's plans, how his Memorial Day weekend went,
Yeah.
and he talks about going to Bern, Kansas,
Yeah.
and then they just quick Brad with he's like, who picked you up or who'd you go with? And he's like, Cole and that other kid, and he's like, Cole from Bern, Kansas. Brad was just like so quick about that.
And then I think they went on like a riff about other names that fit with it.
Kindling, you got Kindling, Matchbox or something, Matchstick.
That's funny.
All right, so they did talk about Memorial Day weekend activities.
Yeah.
Jake and Timon and Jesse going to Fort Scott for church. Jake and Rachel went to the camp reunion.
I think it was, yeah.
Okay,
Some
something
sort
like
of like reunion, yeah.
And that was cool to hear about how. So as they talk about Memorial Day weekend plans,
Yeah.
Jake and Rachel going to the Can of Worms,
Can it cook?
Can of Corn.
Yeah.
They go to the reunion.
Yeah.
And there's just like some fun conversation that is had about the bass player, the comedians.
Yeah. What's the thing that they're the little skit? They're like saying things, and they're like, when you hear a joke, you say,
Now that, my friends, is a classic joke.
So bad. As soon as I also love that they called like the friend or whatever, and he was just like that. He said exactly the same thing as Brad did. It was like, I think you know you probably could, or Jake said like we could easily just have figured this out like on the cuff, off the cuff. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, we know
that's
that could
sad.
Oh, that is so sad.
When they were initially recapping about the bass player, and they were talking about like just how sad like just that one instrument by itself is that quite possibly the worst. It made me laugh, and then like just not understanding the context of the situation at all. And then it was even funnier when they when the whoever they were talking with on the phone, I forget his name, like he filled in that context and said that the guy's voice was like
Yeah.
I don't know, it was gone or
He
whatever.
was supposed to do something.
Yeah, he was supposed to sing with the bass or something, like his songs. And so he just had his song playing in the background while he's just like, boom, 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 boom,
No,
boom,
man.
boom.
But I had one comment though on their conversation about is bass like the saddest thing. Like that's the one instrument that you cannot solo or you cannot play alone like that.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, well, what about Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Seinfeld, like it is
I
classically.
think they say that, don't they?
Do they mention Seinfeld?
I think so.
Oh shoot. Well, then maybe this is not an original thought. My bad. Well, hey, I can't remember, but
Right.
that's funny.
Oh, yeah, recap.
No recapping it.
Yeah. And then it comes up again about Timon being gay. Or someone being gay about Pride Month. I think something about like playing the flute.
Oh yeah.
Or playing the flute. If you're a guy, Pride Month.
We're gonna take a quick second to throw it over to Dusty's top 5. Woo.
Dusty's top 5.
Let's go.
What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Dusty's top 5. Welcome back. I wasn't here last week because my cousins were in town, and it was really crazy. It was really crazy. So yeah. Well, I'm back. Got my Ghosty merch. Jake, Brad, Timon, Ghost Runners. It's got a little part of the theme song. And, of course, my GRKC bracelets. And, yeah, well, I think we should just head right into the top 5. Let's go! Number 5, this one's kind of obvious. It's pretty much always been my number 5. The ad reads. They're doing some really funny ones this time, like the you the best hamburger. Anyways, that was really funny. Now to number 4. All right, number 4 is I think the segment they called it "Regular Things, How Do You Do Them?" It's pretty funny. I think one of them was like, "How do you brush your teeth?" Or like, "Do you stay in the bathroom or do you like walk around?" I cannot stay in the bathroom personally. My sisters, they take our bathroom and they turn it into their dressing room, and so I have to walk around. I walk around the whole house. I walk around in my room until I just finish brushing my teeth. And I want to number 3. The jingle, this is a story of Jake. And yeah, it was a pretty funny jingle. I was laughing when they were having struggles, and I wish I could have heard the whole jingle, but couldn't, sadly. Anyways, number 2, guys. And they were doing the office trivia. Sorry, I do not watch The Office because I'm not old enough, but I've seen a few of like the really clean episodes, or like seen like the prank videos, like Asian Gym or whatever. But I really enjoyed it. I actually have the Office Lego set. I'm gonna show a clip of it right now.
If you're only listening and not watching, now would be a great time to hop in and find a way to watch, whether it's Spotify or YouTube. Not only is this Lego set pretty cool, but there's lots of other pictures in this episode.
That was my Office Lego set that I got. Sadly, I think I was trying to use some pieces for like a stop motion, that it never worked out, and then I lost some of the characters doing stop motions. I do some stop motions. You guys can subscribe to my channel, Benaiah Builds. Benaiah is my middle name, like from the Bible, under dash or whatever, and then Builds, two capital B's. And you might have to say CC stuff because I'm doing classical conversations. Anyways, I'm gonna fix that all later, but subscribe to my channel. Now on to my number 1, baby. All right, the 100-year camp meetup Jake was talking about, or I think it was a camp or something. I don't know. But at one point he was talking about like the worst skit he's ever seen, but that was not as bad as a skit I saw, and it wasn't live. So before I was homeschooled, I went to this school, and we were watching a live stream for some reason of it, and for chapel they do skits. It's a Christian private school that's like no running on the playground, no faking like guns or playing any violent stuff. Very strict. And so they put on this skit that the acting teacher didn't even see. He just trusted their students that it was good. And then they got the costumes ready and they did this thing. It was a mix-up of The Boy Who Cried Wolf, I think it was The Three Little Pigs and Little Red Riding Hood. And he just made it where it's like the Boy Who Cried Wolf like was like talking to the wolf, and then like he ran away and the wolf went to Little Red Riding Hood, and Little Red Riding Hood was kind of dumb. And anyway, so they did this whole stuff, and at the end the Boy Who Cried Wolf came with a salad, and the wolf was like, hey, can I have that? And he's like, oh, I'm so hungry. And then the Boy Who Cried Wolf was like, no, my salad. And then the guy just like punched him in the face, and like it was super violent. Like there was a point where it was like some kid had like a fake gun, and it was just the worst acting, and it went on for like 15 minutes. This was the worst skit ever. Bad actors too. I mean, there were some kids that were like into it, but they weren't that good actors. Anyways, that was number 1. Worst skit ever. Technically was the main, but really 100 Year can't meet up. Sadly, this is everyone's least favorite part, but I think that's it for me. I know, booing track. I know how you feel. But I'll be on next week. I don't have any cousins in town. Say good, I'll do a little Dude Perfect style. Merch, bracelets. See ya!
Let's go! And we're back. Don't worry, we're not transitioning out of episode 440 yet. But I do want to take a second to say our Ghosties on Second Spotify account, we got a comment from Tater Taco Zombie last week. Nice. And he said, you ever wonder why the name Fitzgerald is so common? Where's it from? I don't know. That's for y'all to figure out. That's such a random comment, Tater. Okay, obviously he's talking about our guest, Philip Fitzgerald. Yeah. And I told him, I said, I'll have an answer for you on next week's episode. So I just want to say.
Next week?
No, like this week.
Oh, you have
Because this is next week's episode.
Okay.
So, Tater Taco Zombie, the Fitzgerald name bears associations with chivalry, leadership, and political influence. In modern times, the name Fitzgerald continues to be used worldwide, primarily as a name. Okay, AI. It has become common across English-speaking countries, particularly in areas with a historical Irish influence.
Very nice.
So that's what Ancestry.com says.
I appreciate that Ancestry.com and AI presumably clarified that Fitzgerald is no longer just simply a verb.
It's what you do.
Or any other type of word. It is primarily a name. Like, thank you. But I think what Tater Taco Zombie or whatever the name was, it was probably looking for is like, I think we talked about, or they talked about on the podcast maybe a few weeks ago about like the origin of names like Smith or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, what did Fitzgerald come from? I don't.
Okay, hold on.
Maybe it's like a tailor. Like, does it fit Gerald? And they're like, perfect.
What is the origin of the last name Fitzgerald? The surname Fitzgerald originates from the Anglo-Norman French, meaning son of Gerald. It is derived, by the way, Gerald, name of famous Gerald.
Gerald, the football player. I don't know.
Is that a real guy?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I didn't think you were going to get one. That's so funny. I was actually thinking of Gerard Butler, and then right after I asked it, I realized his name's Gerard.
Yeah. And my first thought was the Gerald McCoy, but then I was also for some reason thinking Grover Cleveland.
I don't know. Famous Geralds. Gerald Ford.
Yeah.
Dang it. Gerald Green, a former NBA player. Gerald McRaney, a television and movie actor.
I don't know.
Other notable Gerards include Gerald Durrell, a British naturalist and author. What's a naturalist? Somebody who studies biology or something?
I don't know.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to double click. I'm going to heavy click on this naturalist word. A naturalist is an expert in or student of natural history. Okay, Gerald Durrell, we see you.
What is there fake history?
By the way, if you're only listening to this and you want to see these people's faces, I have just put their faces right in between our faces on the pod. So you better log into the YouTube and get on the old YouTube page.
Yeah.
Or click video on Spotify.
Basically, you just miss like an actual Mount Rushmore of faces.
That's the Mount Rushmore of Gerald's right there, dude. Gerald Ford, Gerald Green, Gerald McRaney.
Gerald Corey, Gerald Caleb.
Gerald Durrell, the British naturalist, the great British naturalist Gerald Durrell. Oh man, I hope
Everyone
those
will
guys.
recognize that guy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Jared Durrell. We should get a T-shirt. Remember those T-shirts that says like Chandler and Rachel and Monica and Joey? It's like just the and. It's like a black T-shirt. We should get a T-shirt that says Gerald and Gerald and Gerald and Gerald.
That would be our first merch.
All the proceeds will go to the Gerald Foundation.
Yeah, for the naturalist.
The British naturalist research.
Yeah.
Oh, and we forgot, there's a fifth lesser-known Gerald, and Gerald Scarfe, an English cartoonist and illustrator. But there's no photo for him, so I'm sorry.
He's pretend.
Back to episode 440.
Okay, then they started talking about the regular things segment.
Yeah.
Which I think was great. When you brush your teeth, do you have the same problem as Timon? Or can you be mobile and like walk around? Electronic toothbrush?
Yes.
And you're still good?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so I have my toothbrushing. My setup is I have the water pick like station. It has like the water pick. So you have the water container and the little thing connected to the tubey you pull out, and you can like it's flexible. And then you have like the toothbrush.
Okay. There's a water pick toothbrush?
Yeah. But it's not like a water pick toothbrush. It's just water pick brand, but it's just like a regular like Sonicare type.
Yeah. They kind of branched off from just the water pick.
Exactly.
Toothbrush. It's kind of natural. Yeah.
Exactly. But there is a water pick toothbrush.
Okay.
That's like a toothbrush that has a little hole in the middle, and you can click the button and like it starts shooting.
Yeah.
I love water pick. Do you use a water pick?
I have like a not the water pick that's attached to the tank, but it's its own little tank.
Yeah,
thing.
like you.
But I don't use it that much. Just like I don't really floss it.
I love the water pick. I've used it. I'm not gonna. No joke. Almost maybe every single day. I'm gonna give myself a 99%.
Yeah.
That's how many days I use the water pick for the past 3 years.
Okay.
Because I love it. It's not a chore. Like I love doing it. You know what? This is kind of gross, but I love. There's like a couple of spots where there's like little, like there's more spaces in my teeth or something, and so like there's a couple of spots that like when I hit it, there's like I'll see like a little something come that'll come out in the sink, whether it's like a little piece of broccoli or something. I love when you're doing the water flosser and then you actually after you brush,
see something happen.
Yeah, when you like brush your teeth and then you water floss and then more stuff comes out, you're like, I'm glad I did that because that would have just been chilling in there.
Yeah. I have a question for you based on what you just said, but I want to hold it until we were talking about brushing your teeth.
I'm sorry. Okay. I love water flossing.
Yeah.
In fact, click on the link below.
It's a discount code.
So brushing though, electronic toothbrush, I don't have to be like there at the sink. I could like and like walk around and stuff.
For me, I have to be like standing over the sink
while you brush.
Yeah. I have an electronic toothbrush that, I mean, like all electronic toothbrushes, is like...
You plug it into the wall. Do you have to be like plugged in?
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
It's vibrating in some sort, so it's like foaming the toothpaste or whatever in my mouth. And,
so you keep your mouth open while you brush your teeth?
Yeah.
I do the classic like...
my mouth's kind of like...
Put it in.
This.
And close it.
I feel like even if I do that, at some point it feels like I'm moving on to the top or moving on to the bottom or whatever. I don't know which order I do it in. I think I do top first and then bottom.
I wonder if you put too much toothpaste.
Maybe.
Are you like if this is the brush?
Yeah.
Are you going like that?
I mean, electronic toothbrush is like it's like, I mean,
I know it's short,
not
yeah.
like, wow, a giant toothbrush. No, but it's smaller than a normal toothbrush.
Is your
is what I'm
electronic toothbrush a
circle? No.
Okay, neither is mine.
saying. Yeah, but it's
I know it's smaller,
it's about that size. Though.
but let's say that it's this.
yeah, I covered the whole thing.
You cover the whole thing.
Yeah.
I put like a third.
Oh,
I just like a third. So it's less, but it's still. I mean, I'm still getting a lot of foam.
I'm trying to make sure that like big toothpaste stays. Just kidding. Just
You
invest
really
in-
want to use.
Yeah, I have
3
stock
times as much.
in whatever toothpaste they use.
Remember that thing that people would always say to us growing up, like about how kids these days like listen to music so loud, like you should invest in. It'd be a great idea to be investing in hearing aids.
Oh,
you ever hear that growing up?
Yeah.
I heard that so many times, especially at church.
Yeah.
Like the music's too loud or something. And like,
Right.
You guys should invest in some hearing aids because your
Yeah.
generation's gonna need it.
Which they're not probably wrong, but
Yeah.
still, I mean,
I know. You ever get that thing in your Apple Watch where it tells you like your surroundings are too loud? You ever you don't have that on?
I only have 2 kids. Just kidding.
It's very rare, but like occasionally there's just like something going on and like my watch just like alert me, like the little yellow thing will come up and be like the sound decibel level is like
You're like mowing the yard or something?
dangerous.
Dangerous.
No, it's like loud
concert
music or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Not dangerous. Caution, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like being exposed to this level of this decibel level for too long could cause hearing damage or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's kind of lame, but
Yeah. I mean, good for Apple to like have
Yeah,
a
good
sensor
for
on that. Yeah.
okay.
I've never made it that far.
So regular things.
Yeah.
The toothbrushing, though, I will say, so you're using more toothpaste, so maybe that's part of the reason. And
Perhaps,
another
yeah.
thing that as I was like self-analyzing, I think I realized I do keep my mouth open while I brush my teeth most of the time. I think I just close my mouth if I'm walking away from the thing.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I try to do too much. I'm like, I'm either running late for something and I'm like,
like
I'm doing this.
Getting
I'm trying
toothpaste
to
on
do
stuff.
No, I'm just
Oh.
like, that's why I'm walking away
Oh,
from the sink.
okay. Gotcha.
Like I'm gonna go plug my phone in or get my phone off the charger
Yeah,
or
yeah.
respond to a text while I'm
right.
and it's just like
It's like that's a similar thing with I mean, because even I probably have my phone in my other hand when I'm brushing my teeth or something. Or if I used to be a big proponent of, like Brad, of like brushing your teeth in the shower, but now it's just not like a
Interesting.
big. There's not like a. I don't know, because it's an electronic toothbrush. I don't want to like leave it in the shower. But like before, I used to have like a just when it was a normal toothbrush, I'd have a little like cup thing or whatever that would have.
in the shower.
Yeah, but my shower now is like the shower head's here. There's like a windowsill thing. It's like here,
Yeah.
so it's not like it's getting like I don't know spray from off people's body or whatever. I mean, it probably is a little
Yeah,
bit, but
a little bit.
it's all right. Whatever, no big deal. When Brad said he'd drop it on the floor and then pick it up, no big deal.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I keep my. I've thought about that before. I don't think I've ever done it. Like the shower.
Yeah.
The toothpaste.
It is just like
shower
back to the same concept that I was getting to, which is I think just like you gotta do like in my head, I'm similar to I think Jake, probably Brad. I think most people have like at this point we're so used to like trying to multitask, like try to make best use of all the time.
The next thing that they talk about is like when they put on how they put on their socks or shoes or how they put their shoes on.
Yeah.
And then when Brad's talking about Catherine, like encouraging him to stand up while he puts his socks on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just spat over here. I was laughing out loud, man. I was just like, I remember I was alone in my car listening and just like hearing him describe it. I could hear Catherine doing it. I could just like hear it in her voice.
Like, no, stand up and put your.
Like almost like she's just like, babe, you know, like when your wife's looking out for her husband, she's like, doesn't want her husband to get weaker. She wants her husband to get stronger.
Yeah.
She's like, maybe if you just like stood up, maybe you could help with your balance and like.
Yeah. You know, you complain about your balance sometimes. Like stand up and put your socks on.
It was just, I don't know why it tickled me so much, but I thought it was so funny. I love that, and I love that she said that to him, and then the fact that then Jake's like, yeah, or it was a Jake or Timon who said like, but when you're putting long socks on, you want to sit down, you know. And he's like, no, even long socks. I just love how he just like was so quick. Like, no, even like
No, yeah.
you have to stand. Like,
All
no
of
matter,
it. Yeah.
I love that segment. That little conversation was so funny.
Yeah.
What else did they talk about with the regular things? I know they also talked about like documentaries on Netflix. What was Jake saying about that?
Yeah, when they're talking about like things that they, what was the original intent of the conversation? They were talking about.
I think it coming off of like the just regular things.
So I think Brad was saying that he was bored with the things that he'd been watching on YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think there was conversation about like Osama bin Laden.
The documentary?
Having like putting out different things when we were like younger, like post 9/11.
Oh, man, I remember. So post 9/11, I remember seeing this. This is like burned in my brain.
Yeah.
I had my friend Cody and Tyler's house, and on the news, on the TV, and they had like a big screen, like one of those big like square TVs, you know, it was cool.
Yeah.
And on the huge screen TV, Osama bin Laden. It was a picture of him side by side from like the classic picture that everybody saw, and then right next to him was a picture of what he might look like if he had snuck into America and was just walking around like disguised. And it was like as if he had cut his whole beard except like trimmed his huge beard like down to like a very like almost like a big bushy mustache or something.
Yeah.
It was like a what if, like what he might look like. If
Yeah.
if you see a man looking like this, contact the authority. Like, if you see
It's
something,
like
say
pre-AI,
something.
whatever. It's like
Oh,
somebody
man.
drew it or something.
Yeah, I just remember being so scared, like
Oh my god.
he might be here.
Yeah, but they were getting into this thing because they were saying like back then that I think people were trying to look at like whenever he released a video, like what's behind him, like where is he, whatever.
Oh, they wanted to find him.
Yeah, they wanted to find him,
they wanted to
whatever.
locate him.
And then they start talking about the guy, and I can't remember the name, that like is on the internet. That like when you see a picture, he sees a picture of something. What is it? A rain bolt? Rain bolt? Yeah, I feel like that's not how you say it, even though I think that's what they were saying. It just doesn't sound like someone's name. But he, like, have you seen those videos before?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Even he did a funny
Crazy.
one about
they're
the
like
meme.
so fast.
Have you seen he did one about like it's the meme of like the black guy and he's like behind a tree and he's like this. And he's
Oh
like,
yeah. And he found it.
yeah,
so
and he
fast.
found it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then like he'll take suggestions. Like people will say, locate this one, and
Yeah.
it shows you exactly how he did it. And it's like I searched.
Crazy.
I see there's like a Motel 6 and a Wendy's across the street from each other. So I whittled down to that, and then I found that the sun.
That's wild.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were saying if he would have been around.
Oh yeah, he would have found
He
it.
would have.
But then they were saying like it would have been like, all right, behind the scenes, like he's in the mountains of Afghanistan, and they're like, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's it.
Thank you. At the crossroads of
Right.
Muhammad and Ali Lane, like what is it? Just kidding. Or Allah Lane.
For some reason, that's making me think of like if it was a video at night and like the stars were out, he could like maybe use the stars to
Yeah, he's like,
locate. And it just reminds me of when Neil deGrasse Tyson is on some podcast and he's talking about how the night sky in Titanic, they used the wrong night sky. Did you ever hear about this? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
And then he ended up telling the director, James Cameron, like he met him at like some fancy dinner and he like told him, he's like, hey, love the movie, but the night sky, you got it wrong. And it's like, it's a huge big shot of the movie and like you're James Cameron, but you got that wrong. And he like didn't like it. And then like years later, when James Cameron was re-releasing Titanic, he calls him up, he's like, hey, can you tell me what's the right sky? And he changed out the
wow.
sky. He had the CGI people like swap it out. That's fun. You're totally right. But yeah, that'd be crazy if something like that were to have been around back in the day. But also, new
feel like-
point because it was the mountains of Afghanistan.
Right. And then Jake goes on about like noticing basically like the version of like modern Marvels, like back in the day with History Channel or whatever, and they would be like going over how does that work or something, with the dam. And I also thought
That damn video.
yeah. I also have like sometimes go down that rabbit hole of just like, how does this thing work? And it's probably not like, I don't maybe go that deep down rabbit hole where I'm like spending hours like trying to figure out like what, but maybe I might look it up and be like, oh, interesting, that's how that works. But I think recently, I don't know where this came up, whatever, but in relation to dams, like I saw this like video of like, I guess when the water gets too high at the top of the dam or whatever, they have to like release it somehow into the like at the bottom, whatever, the valley or whatever. And so when the water needs to be released, like either it's too high or too much pressure, whatever, at the top of the dam, they like, I guess, open a valve essentially and the water just gushes out, or they like somehow pump it. I don't know. But the videos, the water is like, I don't know the number, but like the stream is such high pressure that like, I mean, if there's like a human, let's just say like this is a human, like the pump, the amount of water coming out is like this giant circle. And this guy was like, this video was like, the guy was getting ready to put his hand in there, and they're like, if he actually put his hand there, his whole arm would just like completely ripped off.
Oh man!
And they were saying like, good thing he didn't do, like he was close.
The power of water.
Yeah, I think they were just like showing that like he was like kind of pretending, but I was like, I don't know if I'd even pretend like
Yeah.
that close. But that was just like an interesting thing because I didn't like at just like in the same vein of Jake, like how does this work? Didn't know that they would also like. Maybe, why not just kind of like have the faucet like slightly open,
Yeah.
like and just like there's a kind of a drip, you know, so you're not having to like turn it on and like you know a geyser is coming out of the bottom of the dam. But
so they ended the episode with a jingle. Not gonna lie, wasn't my favorite jingle. You know, Jake's voice was going, and they had a couple of hiccups. Oh, hiccups! This episode is called "Hiccups from Laughter."
yeah,
which we didn't even talk about.
yeah, let's talk about that really quick.
Yeah.
Do you have that reaction?
No, not at all.
Yeah, same.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is.
My wife said that it makes sense though because I guess of course the nurse, right? She's like
yes.
like biologically, it's hiccups is just like a spasms of your diaphragm, whatever. So if you're laughing a lot, like it's also like using your diaphragm to laugh. So she's like, yeah, it kind of makes sense, whatever.
Yeah.
But then I talked about the Jake thing where he's like in the shower and then he has like a big burp, like with no like pre-existing or like not pre-existing condition.
Yeah, burping after the
Yeah.
shower.
And I wasn't even like purposely trying to test it. I was just like, let me just have like a hotter shower like the other day, and I didn't have the same reaction.
Yeah, I never have that.
For some reason I thought Jake was gonna say that whenever he gets out of the shower, he like sneezes or something. I thought that for some reason I thought that was what he was gonna say. I was trying to get Kadra yesterday I was like, we should watch Breaking Bad. She's like, I don't think I'm gonna like it. I'm like,
It's a tough watch.
We were looking for things to watch on Netflix, and like this like funny, not funny, but this documentary thing came up, and it was like, and I was like, what a weird documentary. It was like, it came up, I forget what it's called, but it was about the preview or like the description said something to the effect of like, prison inmates like make quilts for foster kids.
Dude, Shelby and I like saved that to the list. We were like,
We just watched it last night.
we'll probably watch that soon.
We watched it last night after I was
you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
No spoilers. I'm just
It
kidding.
was, it was people in prison. I'm so sorry.
It just looked like a good-hearted show.
Yeah,
or something.
very wholesome.
Yeah, wholesome, yeah.
I kind of laughed at it because I was like, "Why did they make a documentary about this?" Like, and then kid was like, "I think I might like that." And
Did
then
you ever
we watched
see
it? And it was good.
Paddington 2?
I don't think so.
Okay, Paddington 1, I could take it or leave it.
Is Paddington
It's
2
fine.
the one like from the rainforest or whatever?
No, that's Paddington 3, Paddington in Peru.
I didn't see the second one.
The second one is
don't think.
great. It's got a couple of great actors in it too, but the premise is like he gets framed and he goes to prison, and while he's in prison, he like reforms the prison, and by the end of his time in prison, like they're all like singing songs together. Not really, but like it's like he accidentally washes a red sock in with all the inmates, white and black inmate uniforms, so they're all wearing like light pink inmate uniforms, and he teaches them like he teaches the cook how to cook good food because he's like making slop, and he has like marmalade jelly, and it's a wonderful movie. But it reminded me of that because it's just like such a wholesome story of like taking all these hardened criminals from prison and just like bringing out their soft side, you know?
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
Yeah.
It's a great movie though.
It's only that documentary is only like 35 minutes or something.
Really?
Yeah, it's short. That's part of the reason why I was like, I guess I'll just put it on right now because I was like, because sometimes when we actually sit down to watch TV, it's like, I'd rather just maybe go to bed in like 30 minutes, 45 minutes or whatever. I don't want to start like a movie that's going to like ruin sleep or like kind of squander some of that. So Okay. What is episode 441?
Yeah, let's wrap up 440. 441 Amusement Park Church.
Yes.
Referencing the, in Branson,
Yeah.
how they took a amusement park, turned it into a church.
Like a budget amusement park.
Right.
Church.
Which is kind of cool.
I want to like see that. Like
Yeah, me too.
Google it.
You know
Look at
what?
it.
Let's go to Branson. Our family's together. That'd be a great little family trip.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 5
Look at it
years
right
from now.
Let's just film it while we book it.
Yeah, let's do it. But I think that would be a fun family vacation.
Yeah. We literally have Orlando like within driving distance. It's the same thing.
No, it's different. Branson
I
is,
know, but it's the same type of thing.
but Branson is more Christian. Does that make sense? Like,
Is it?
Yeah, Branson has more. First of all, the location where you're at. Like, I mean, Orlando is just all about just like
Oh yeah. Amusement.
yeah, amusement park. It's like
Yeah,
Disney,
chaos, yeah, a little
Universal.
bit. Yeah.
And Branson is like a lot more wholesome. Use
Yeah.
that word again.
Maybe like Pigeon Forge.
like Pigeon Forge,
Gatlinburg, that type of thing.
So Dollywood was Silver Dollar City, and then I think she bought Silver Dollar City in Pigeon Forge and like turned it into Dollywood.
Oh, really?
So like imagine that Dollywood vibes, but like in Branson.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
So
that.
very similar. Pigeon
Yeah.
Forge, yeah, I think it's very similar. I've only been to Branson once, and I gotta say, I think I was 5 years old, 6 years old. But I do have some great memories of like my grandma. We went with my grandma Jo, and she took us to Walmart the first night. We were all staying in like a little condo, like a rental, and so we went grocery shopping. But all of us kids could pick out like one toy. When I say all of us, I think it was just my brother Andrew and I at the time. But I got
one.
this.
Yeah.
I remember the exact toy. It was a Star Wars Stormtrooper helmet that like opened up, and
Yeah.
inside the Stormtrooper helmet was like a scene of the Death Star.
Oh, nice.
And it had like the little figurines,
Yeah.
like the little micro machine characters.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
That tracks with like whatever, like early 2000s, late
Early
90s.
90s,
whatever.
mid 90s.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was fun.
Awesome.
But yeah, that'd be a fun Branson. And if
Yeah.
we missed it, dude. We missed going to Branson
I know.
to the Ghost Runners event.
I'm sure they'll do another one at some point.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
Branson, they talk about Branson so much, and other people have mentioned, like, I hope they do something in Branson. Like, I feel like they got it now.
Yeah.
They kind of do another one.
Maybe that's the one that we take the kids to.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right. So,
Sorry, we're going off about Branson, but that's what they talk about first thing.
yeah.
Jake visits Branson over the weekend, and he saw a church in Old Amusement Park called
Yeah.
Celebration City.
Let's talk about something more exciting.
I like it. I like it.
Jake's parents' well pump went out.
Yeah, man, that really got me. That really touched me right here.
It was funny that Jake's like, it went to his like uncle's house or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I took 2 dumps for good measure. Just want to be sure, like, there's nothing left and I can make it through the weekend or whatever. Like, how did you, I don't have that sort of like command over my bowels where I'm like, I'll just like sphincter one out from the top of it.
You know, you just go, even if you don't feel it, you just go and sit
Yeah,
down,
just
to
sit.
see what happens.
You put the squatty thing in front.
The squatty potty, dude. I actually love those. I don't have one.
I have them.
You have them?
And two of our 3 bathrooms.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
I love those
love
things.
it.
I think it's so cool,
It's
and it
ergonomic.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Ergonomical.
Ergonomic. I didn't say ergonomical. I just say it's ergonomic. Oh. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
That's why they do it in Asia or whatever. Like they don't even have like a toilet seat. It's because it's
Shoot, man, that's hilarious. Well, let's move right along. Let's talk about the. Okay, so
Yeah.
Brad is working out, and he makes a new friend, and he just doesn't know, is this friend
legit.
only making the friendship connection for the sake of it being an MLM connection?
Yeah.
And man, the pain is too real. In fact, there was a Facebook comment that she was talking about how she actually used to be in an MLM.
I think I read most of this comment. Actually,
Yeah, it's a good comment. I'm going to throw it up on the screen. Okay, on the Facebook group, something else. Josiah Jemin from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He says, I received a $15 Chick-fil-A gift card. Never been. What do I get? Never been. Then he says, edit. I bet I've been before, but it must have been a good while ago because I don't remember. Still, dude, how have you never
Where
been?
did he say he lived?
Grand Rapids, Michigan. Maybe there's not that many up there.
Yeah, or maybe there's none.
Oh, dude. U.S. map of
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A's.
Yeah. I can't imagine there's none.
Oh, this is cool. Like literally, there's a legit
Like someone
map.
created a map.
I'm gonna throw it up on the screen right here.
Giving yourself a lot of editing work. Oh, nice. But Michigan has a decent amount. I don't know where Grand Rapids is. If Grand Rapids is at the top, then yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, we got quite a few down here.
This can't be accurate.
What do you mean? That kind of makes sense. There's Atlanta.
Yeah, I guess. There's like none. And what is that?
That's probably like
That's like Wyoming.
Nebraska. Yeah, Wyoming.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that tracks. Like over here, that's where Josiah up in Seattle area.
Yeah.
Or Portland, I mean. That's pretty cool. Sorry to interrupt with that. By the way,
you were going to the Facebook page for the MLM.
right, but I do want to say real quick, never been, what do I get? I'm going to tell you right now what you get if you've never been before. You get yourself a Chick-fil-A sandwich, medium fry. I'm going to go ahead and say cookies and cream milkshake.
Okay.
And just for good measure, order a 2-strip, just so you can taste the strips, and maybe a 4-count nugget. There you go. You got yourself a full-on meal, bro.
That's more than $15 for sure.
You're right. Well, he got a supplement. You know what I'm saying?
You can get a 1 strip. A
Yeah.
2 nugget.
Get a 1-strip. Yeah, we found out when the boys went. You can get a one
We
nugget.
already knew that, but yeah.
So we worked at Chick-fil-A.
yeah,
You know.
everybody has. Every Christian has.
Has worked at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, just kidding.
So, okay, so get yourself a 1-strip, a 2-count nugget, a Chick-fil-A sandwich, a medium fry, and I'm gonna say a cookies and cream milkshake.
Yeah.
I actually personally would go strawberry milkshake, but I know cookies and cream a more universal
Good,
flavor.
yeah.
What would you get?
I think I would probably say the same thing, except for I just wouldn't get the milkshake. I don't think it's worth it, like just calories wise.
Oh, we're not talking about calories. We're talking about the experience.
I know. I actually like the ice cream.
Oh
But-
yeah, I love it,
Yeah.
especially with a little shot of strawberries.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude, we just had it last night.
Really?
Yeah, Old Smarters Youth Group had like a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And so we went, and because it was a fundraiser, I let the kids get like whatever they want.
Oh,
I was
nice.
like, all right, they
Yeah.
wanted ice creams at the end of the night, so we went back up and
Right.
ordered a couple ice creams.
Nice.
And I also found out that you can put cookie topping,
Oh yeah.
like Oreo topping on the ice cream.
Would that be the same? Oh, it's just Oreo topping. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the same topping they use for like parfait? It's got to be.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
gotta be. Do they still have parfaits at Chick-fil-A?
Do they not?
I don't know. I
think
never
they do.
ordered parfait.
They used to have cookies parfait or
Or the fruit and nut,
Fruit
or
and nut.
granola.
yeah, maybe that granola. Yeah.
Well, either way, okay. So you got some options.
Yeah.
Josiah. I have a brother named Josiah, my younger brother.
You do? I'm just kidding.
And the genuine, I was like, what? What are you saying?
You went on his bachelor cruise? You forgot him?
Shoot, yeah, I can't find that MLM thing, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Well, so I've never run into a like an Amway thing. I feel like there's been a couple times like where you're like, there's someone that's trying to call you about like is it Northwestern Mutual or whatever?
Yeah.
And you're like, sorry, man. You don't have to answer the phone, but I gave them your number. I don't answer the phone anyway, really. I screen like everything.
It was
But I
a
just
kid
like,
who I
oh,
used to go to church
no.
with, and he was like getting into like personal finance or like financial planning.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that it was like,
Yeah, until you maybe like into it, like
Yeah.
into the conversation.
I didn't realize, first of all, that it was going to take an hour-long conversation. Number two, that
Yeah.
it was just an end game. He took all this information from me just to eventually pitch me life insurance, which I was like, okay, all
yeah.
right, I get it now.
I have I definitely align with Brad about like this. It has to be like
Yeah.
the devil or the enemy or whatever. Just
yeah.
like messing. It's not even. Yeah, it's like It's like prowling or not prowling. What am I saying? It's like. What's the right word?
Preying.
Preying. Yeah, it's like preying on like stay-at-home moms.
Kind-hearted people.
Yeah, very nice people. Like, and very much all of those two things: stay-at-home moms, kind-hearted people, Christian community.
Yeah.
Like,
Christian
and
community.
we have this going on in my church right now.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know what it's called, but there's a few people that are in it. In in different levels of the pyramid.
Yeah.
And they've tried to get Kedra in it. I probably shouldn't say this stuff.
No, that's fine. People, they don't listen.
Yeah.
No, but what's interesting is two things. I wonder, because that church is like a booming church, very growing fast. Did they come? I wonder if they saw that and were like, "Oh, Prime," and like, let's get into the church.
No, I
they
don't
were
think
already
so.
integrated and they kind of got into it themselves.
I think it was there's someone that's been going to church for longer than we have. I don't know how much longer, and then someone else joined. That's like a family member of someone else that's been there. I don't know, whatever. It's kind of just like organically happened, but not like so. It wasn't like, oh, someone infused and like saw an opportunity and I mean. Someone did, so a person did see an opportunity, and someone else fell for it. And I do think whoever did posted that on Facebook did mention like how people get roped in. It's like, oh, you can pay full price, or if you sign up to be like an ambassador or whatever.
Yeah, you get the discount.
Like, you get the discount, and then like, oh, you get a deeper discount if you get others, whatever. And it's like, it sounds like on paper it sounds cool or whatever. Just, it becomes their whole personality.
I know. Literally, what she said on Facebook summed it up perfectly because she was in it herself, and then she got out.
It's just like,
and it was great that like she had just experienced the pain of like the betrayal that somebody had just like invited her to dinner, and then like it ended up being a pitch.
Yeah.
So but she still went into the thing, but she at least went in like with some eyes open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one time where an old friend I hadn't seen in like 2 years. This is back when I was like 19. Hadn't seen him in a couple of years. Got a random message from him on Facebook or a text, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to go get coffee tonight in Safety Harbor?" And I was like,
"Yeah,
dude, this is awesome. Like, this is so cool. Like, we're adults now. Like, we're going to get coffee." And we met up. Turned out it was an MLM thing. It was some kind of thing where you like order groceries and like household items and stuff to your house, which is kind of funny because it's kind of like what we do on Amazon these days and like Walmart
Instacart
delivery,
or something,
Instacart. But it was like way back then in like 2010. Anyway, even if it was a cool concept, it was definitely an MLM.
Yeah.
And I felt so let down, bamboozled or something.
Yeah.
And I thought that this guy wanted to reignite the friendship.
Yeah.
And then something similar a couple of years later, a guy who I worked at Chick-fil-A with for like 2 years. We went to the movies a couple times. We used to hang out like as friends. Like, I mean, we used to hang out like a part of a friend group and stuff. And I just thought he was like the coolest guy. And then about a year or so had gone where he was in Orlando going to school, and he was like home visiting. He was like, "Dude, I'm in town. Do you want to get dinner tonight? Let's meet at Tijuana Flats." I was like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome. Here we are. We're adults getting dinner together."
Yeah.
And then I show up, and it's not just him. It's him and another friend of his who was like the guy who got him into the MLM.
Oh.
So it
like
was
shadowing him.
Yeah. So it was like that guy and him. And he's like, "Oh, hey, I hope you don't mind. I brought my other friend along."
Oh. Even if it wasn't MLM, that's kind of like,
Yes.
what?
I know, man.
Especially if it's supposed to be one-on-one. It'd be different if it was like a big group. I don't know.
They were going like from dinner. They were going to a meeting, like an MLM thing,
gosh.
and they were like talking about this guy, the speaker who's going to be there, who drives a Ferrari. It was
my God.
classic MLM. It was classic.
Yeah. He's at the top.
And I was just like,
The triangle.
no, I'm okay. I appreciate it. Because like I had already been through a couple of different things. There was one MLM type thing that I tried to get into a little bit.
Like selling knives.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, that's funny.
Vector, whatever.
It was more of a financial, like an investing thing.
Okay.
It was like everyone puts in $100,
Yeah.
and after 2 weeks, it becomes $300. You could take it out at $300, or you could leave it in, and every 2 weeks it grows to this number and that number. And you can, at any point you want, you can take it out, and it takes like 7-10 business days to like withdraw your money or something. Okay. At any point you can get it out, but if you leave it in, it's gonna, give it 2 years and you're gonna reach $100,000. Like it was something maybe $50,000, something ridiculous.
Yeah, like impossible.
And dude, it was going around in our church at the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people did it.
Yeah.
And it was like, because it was also like a person that we all trusted.
Yeah.
That he really believed in it, but he also genuinely believed in it. But he was like, guys, I found out about this thing. And he must have kind of gotten in it sort of early because it had worked for him. Like he had gotten a lot of money from it. And at a certain point, he like took a cut of it, but left some of it in there, still investing in the thing.
Yeah.
But I remember I got in towards the very, very tail end. Like,
Yeah.
and I think my parents did too, where I put the $100 in.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to get like the double your money or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And like, I think like a week after I put the money in, it all came crashing down.
Yeah.
And
It's 100% a Ponzi scheme.
it's a Ponzi, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's exactly what it
the
is.
U.S. government, like literally the U.S. government, whatever the program was called or whatever the company was called or whatever
Yeah.
the thing was, the U.S. government froze the assets or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
I feel like what you just explained.
Oh my
There's like this is a big thing.
I feel
Like
like
a-
shame right now. There's the embarrassment of even trying.
But I mean, whatever. Like,
And it was people that we loved and trusted, and it was like, no, this
Yeah.
is completely above board. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with this.
yeah. FDIC insurance.
Yeah.
Not. No.
Oh man.
But I mean, whatever. I mean, to be honest, life is full of experience. Like, this is not as lighthearted anymore. This is a heavy thing. Like,
Yeah.
life is full of experiences that teach you, like, I have plenty of financial, like, just silly moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, and there's
mistakes.
what I'm encouraged by is how many like little reels or videos that I'll see throughout the years of these super successful people that just talk about how many times they failed so hard.
Yeah.
Or they
Made mistakes or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
And like they were building this company and it was worth like all this money and then it came down to zero.
Yeah.
And then they had to start again.
Right.
And they go again and it's like that's inspiring. Like, yeah, just because you're
That kind of sounds like the Friday guy, Matt. I think
yeah.
whatever he was explaining that
Exactly.
that caffeinated bar thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It seemed like maybe he got cut out. at
he
the
kind of
end or
got
something
screwed
like
out of it or
that. Yeah.
something.
But yeah,
But
I
then
mean,
he started again.
Even think of outside of like celebrities or other people in business. Just think of like your own personal situation. You went through like that may have felt in the moment like like man, this really sucked or whatever. But like you're not like. I don't think you're in a bad financial spot now, so you've come out of it. Like you're fine. Like
Yeah.
you're okay.
You learn your lesson.
Right.
Yeah.
And now we're sponsored. So
Gosh.
I'm just just kidding.
And I remember Tyler like totally making fun of me.
Oh, yeah, for
When I was telling him about it, like in real time, I was like, "No, dude, if you put $100 in," and he was like, "Listen, Caleb, nope, this is not for me." And I was just like, "You don't get it." The wisdom, dude. The Proverbs even has a thing about that, like money that comes to you quick,
Yeah.
like will leave your hands quick or something like that.
Something like that.
Proverbs 13:11 says, "Money that comes easily disappears quickly, but money that is gathered little by little will grow." Can't argue with that.
You gotta compound it, you know.
All right, so I think we should just like really quickly go through a couple other funny things.
Yeah.
Obviously, we took a lot of time with that MLM thing because it hit hard, it hit home.
I think everyone's gonna be able to relate to that, both
Yeah.
initially in the episode and then.
And you know, this is a kind of a quick pass, but I just want to say I loved the Office trivia.
Oh yeah.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
Playing along. What was it like when were you kind of like playing along with them?
Yeah. I was playing along with him and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. There was many Brad knocked it out of the park for sure.
So good.
Yeah, so many good
I would want to bring Brad with me to trivia night. At
Oh,
an
for
Office
sure.
Trivia night.
Yeah. I think there were a couple things you and I were saying like off the pod too. Like there were a few questions where they were maybe struggling a little bit that we got the answer a little bit faster, I think. But like there was none that they didn't get that I like, oh yeah, I know the answer. Like
Yeah.
I definitely would have got maybe, I think they got like 60 something out of 75.
Yeah.
I probably would have got like 20. Maybe.
I think I probably got like 40,
20
but
or 30,
still not
yeah.
60 something. Like,
Yeah.
There was a lot that they got.
Oh, the one where they were like trying to figure out the number, like who's the sixth name on the
On the song.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like trying to sing it too, and I was like, I would not have gotten Andy.
Oscar and yeah, I wouldn't have got Andy either.
Jim Dwight Creed. Yeah.
And I think that whole thing served its purpose because later that night when I was going to bed,
Yeah.
before I went to bed, I watched an episode of The Office.
Yeah.
I had to, and you know what I did? I went to Peacock. I found like the extended, like what are they called? Fan episodes or something like that. You didn't know this?
No.
Okay.
I've seen them. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've seen The Office, if you love The Office, if you go to the Peacock app, you can watch all the episodes of The Office, but they're long. They're like extended editions.
Yeah. Not all of them, I think, have extended stuff, but
I think all of them now.
really,
I think every season has come out.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it. They released it like in a really weird way. I don't know how. It was kind of like out of order a little bit, I think.
weird.
But anyway, it was really funny, and you should definitely check out the extended episodes.
You know what I really love? This is kind of this off topic, but well, not is adjacent or whatever, but is that just bloopers?
Yeah.
Like the Office bloopers are hilarious. I wish there was like there was more of like a repository that we could just go to. I mean, YouTube, I guess, kind of, but but like if they just had bloopers
That's what was so great about
playing all the time.
DVDs.
Yeah.
DVDs, you could go into the bonus
Yeah,
section of the
right.
DVD, and that's one thing. Like I kind of went on a little like not rampage, raid. No, what is it called? Like I went on a little shopping spree recently.
Okay.
We were recently searching for a movie, and it was on none of the streaming sites, which is bonkers. You have like almost every streaming site, and you can't find that one movie.
Yeah.
So anyway, you have to go like either buy it or rent it on Apple TV, and it was for purchase for only $1 more than the rental. It was like $4.99, and then I found that there was a whole section of $4.99 movies.
Okay.
And I saw so many great movies, and I was just like, Moneyball. I got Moneyball.
Okay.
I love that movie.
The movie's on some sort of streaming service like almost all the time.
I know, but I was just thinking like, if I just want to have access to that movie whenever I want.
Okay.
Like $5 for Moneyball. Boom.
Yeah.
We got Pride and Prejudice.
Oh.
The one with Keira Knightley.
Perfect.
That's one of like
For
Shelby's
June.
favorite.
Perfect.
Yeah. Shoot, what else did we get? The movie Hook with Robin Williams.
Yeah, yeah.
Love that movie.
Levi just watched Jumanji the other day.
Oh, love
Yeah.
Jumanji. Oh, you know what I can do? Apple TV. Recently added. Okay, here we go. These are the movies that I got on that $4.99 sale.
Yeah.
School of Rock.
Nice.
Super 8. You got to check out Super 8 if you haven't seen it.
I feel like it sounds familiar, but I don't know what off the top of my head I can't think of.
This is the Steven Spielberg. It's like some kids. It's got like ET vibes.
Oh yes, yeah.
And they
I've seen
like
that.
there's like an alien in a
Yeah.
train or something. Train crash. Love that movie. Okay, School of Rock, Super 8, Napoleon Dynamite. I was surprised I didn't even have that. I didn't know
Dude,
that.
at my middle school that I went to, a small Christian school, anytime we had, I mean,
Oh yes.
we either Napoleon Dynamite or Finding Nemo. That's it for
Oh.
3 years, 2 movies.
Oh, you could watch it at school.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm saying when they were like, oh, I got to put on a movie,
Yeah.
it was one of the two.
Freaking 12 gauge. What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Tina, you fat lard, give me some dinner.
It's like $1 an hour. I was actually searching for that, like a GIF of that's like $1 an hour,
Yeah.
and I couldn't find it. Like I couldn't.
Ah.
It doesn't exist. And then I was just like, "Where's Maddie DeLeo when I need her most?
Yeah.
Make me a
make-
GIF,
Yeah.
or make a man a GIF. You make him laugh for a day. Teach a man to GIF.
Yeah.
He can laugh for a lifetime."
There you go.
Okay, School of Rock, Super 8, Napoleon Dynamite, The Bourne Identity.
Nice.
Love that movie with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
All of them are great. The first one though, Shelby was like, we need to find out like what we need to skip through so we can watch that with justice. Forrest Gump, which we just recently talked about. I need to watch that movie all the way through because apparently I haven't seen it all the way through.
Insane.
A Cinderella Story, Hilary Duff. You never saw it? That was a guilty pleasure when I was like in middle school. I had a crush on Hilary Duff.
Clearly.
So you had Chad Michael Murray and Hilary Duff, classic Cinderella story. It's like modern day.
Yeah.
It's really funny too.
I think I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Galaxy Quest.
That sounds familiar too.
Tim Allen. Actually, not just Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman.
Oh my gosh.
Galaxy Quest. It's like a spoof of like Star Trek.
Yeah. I've seen this before.
Great movie,
Yeah.
right? I couldn't believe I had.
heck?
Yeah, I was like, I gotta own that movie. La La Land. That was one of the only movies to ever make me like weep in a movie theater.
Like weep, cry, or laugh?
Yeah. Oh, cry.
Oh, okay.
Like
I don't know this movie.
you've never seen La La Land with Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone?
I don't think so.
Okay, you gotta check it out. You gotta check it out. Like I said, Moneyball, Pride and Prejudice,
Yeah.
and then I did get the whole Star Wars movie collection.
Oh god. Oh my god.
The whole Star Wars
you
movie
got the whole
collection.
thing.
And I just thought, I was like, yeah, I have Disney Plus, but I might not always have Disney Plus.
Yeah. I don't know.
And plus, you gotta support Star Wars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Support the pod.
Yeah.
Support Star Wars.
Support the troops. Yeah.
Support the troops. And this is kind of a random offshoot of that conversation, but there was a while back where I was looking for the movie RV
Yeah.
with
good.
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Hilarious movie.
Yeah. And JoJo.
Yeah, Jojo Siwa.
No. It's not JoJo Siwa.
It's not Jojo. Oh, you're right.
It's
a different
just
JoJo.
JoJo.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
The singer.
Frick. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's the name of the kid?
Oh, it's the guy with the.
He's Peter Malark.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking of a different movie. But yes.
Okay.
For some reason, I was thinking of it.
Josh.
Peter
He plays
Malark.
Peter.
That's
in
it.
The Hunger Games.
That's who he is.
Josh
Hutchinson. Maybe. That sounds right.
Hutcherson. Yeah,
Yeah.
good job, dude. And this is kind of
He's an age, so you helped.
Robin Williams and Jeff Daniels is hilarious in that movie too.
Oh yeah.
But Robin Williams' wife in RV is played by Cheryl Hines. Cheryl Hines, never knew this, married to RFK Jr.
Really?
Yeah, never thought of it. And then one time I saw there was an RFK Jr. hearing I was seeing a clip of, and right behind him, I'm like, man, that looks like that lady from Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I was like, that is the lady. And then I looked it up real quick, and I'm like, they're married? Like, what
Yeah.
in the world? That's
Weird.
such an interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was looking for that movie RV to buy,
Yeah.
and you could either buy the movie RV for like $19, or for I know it was like what? Maybe it was $9. Whatever it was, for
Still seems like a lot,
$5 more, it was a part of like a collection
Yeah.
of 5 movies. And these 5 movies, it's hilarious. I don't even know what they have any. No, it was more than it was 6 movies. So it was RV, Joe Dirt, Men in Black 2, Superbad, Pineapple Express, and Don't Mess with Zohan.
Oh my god.
What a collection!
Yeah.
What a random. I've never even seen Pineapple Express.
It is funny. I mean,
I saw part of Joe Dirt at like a birthday party when I was growing up. Like it was like on in the background. The kid's dad was watching it. And
Yeah.
of course, it was like
David Spade.
inappropriate.
Yeah.
But hilarious. Like
Yeah.
what a little collection of movies. All right, so hey, that was the segment called Caleb's Apple TV Library. I guess.
yeah.
Sorry.
We'll catch you next time.
How did we start talking about that?
I don't know. Something about like office trivia, and then the Peacock, the
Yeah, and
extended episodes, bloopers,
DVDs.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, we really went on a tangent. Shoot. Well, let's wrap it up with a couple of quick things. Let's talk about Jake going on a rant.
Yeah, Jake rants about people merging or not merging appropriately, and I think about this every time in the car. I think also Jake has said recently too, also 100% on board with Jake here, like when you're driving, like just only follow the rules. Do not provide any extra courtesy. Like, do not say like, oh no, sure you go, because then we're both just sitting there saying, no, go, no, you go. And
Good
it's like
point.
you were here first.
Yeah.
You have to go. Like,
Great point.
I'm by like just principle not going to go.
Yeah.
So intense when I'm driving. But
That's funny.
but in the merge, some states don't really do the merge like we do in Florida, at least. Like all of our interstates are 100%. I mean, all that I remember or like think of are just merge. But like when I would go to Vegas for work, on the interstate that's completely like parallel to the strip, it would be like 2 lanes would be coming in to the on-ramp, and there would be like a green light and a red light, and they would just like slowly but surely let the traffic in. And I don't think they were merging. I think maybe those 2 lanes merged together, but it didn't really have to merge because of the green light. And so I think maybe what I'm getting at is those states that don't do that are causing the problem. Everybody should just be merging, or nobody should be merging. Like, because then you have the people that when they're traveling or they didn't grow up in a merge, they panic and they're like, I got to get in this lane immediately.
This is the United States.
Yeah.
Not the separated.
Right. This isn't what happened in the Civil War.
They were
We're
fighting
in
over
Florida.
merging.
Yeah. We're about to start one, probably. Just about merging.
Yeah.
Traffic habits.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
I like going off on tangents about different things.
Right. So that's a wrap. Enjoyed it, as
Yeah,
always.
that's good conversation.
Yeah. Hey, good conversation.
Hey, that's been episode 9 of Ghosties on Second. Much love.
Ghosties on second.